We are going to talk real quick about what's going on in Florida with Sarah Boone. For those of you that are just like, what is the Sarah Boone case? I covered the Sarah Boone trial. It was another Florida case that ran quite long, loved the judge. Sarah Boone has gone through innumerable attorneys. For a period, she was representing herself. Then an attorney parachuted in for trial and then parachuted right back out for appeal. She was convicted of second-degree murder for zipping her boyfriend into a suitcase and leaving him there. Her entire defense was based around not intentionally. I didn't intend for him to die. Yes, second-degree murder. The intent is not an element. You did the thing. The intentional was the zipping into the suitcase. And then she was videoing herself, mocking him while he was telling her that he was unable to breathe inside that suitcase. It went to trial. She was convicted. Second-degree murder in Florida is also a life case. I don't know if she understood that or if she just thought that, look, I'm going to keep telling you that I excel at everything I do and it wasn't intentional and you're going to believe me. The jury did not believe her. And at sentencing, she was still trying to get something out of the judge, hoping she wasn't going to get a life period sentence. And then after sentencing, she was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to tell you what. And then she sent to the court the unredacted statement that she wanted to make at sentencing, telling the judge and all the lawyers what she thought of them. I think after we saw all the evidence, going after a second was restrained. So in one of the greatest miscalculations that I think we have seen, because the state was actually willing to work with her and she was not willing to work with them. She was convicted and sentenced to life. She is now going through the appellate process. The last time we covered it, she had written a letter to the court saying, hey, I haven't heard from my lawyer. And BT dubs, I have people contacting my lawyer every single day. Like there are people blowing up my lawyer's phone every single day. And the lawyer did miss a deadline, got an extended deadline, and then is asking for another extended deadline. They have filed notice of appeal. They have not yet filed the appeal. So Sarah Boone wrote to the court. We covered that letter, but Your Honor, I haven't heard from my attorney. Can you make my attorney talk to me? And then we hadn't heard anything. So now that we've gotten the make my attorney talk to me and the attorney filed a motion to be relieved as counsel saying, I don't do appellate work anymore, take me off this case. I kind of side-eyed that motion because when I took the case I did and now I don't. And the lawyer didn't say, and I have 11 people blowing up my phone and my email and everything else on Sarah's behalf daily and I can't handle this case. That's not what they said. But we have two rulings from the court, one from the Court of Appeals and one from Judge K in Florida. We're going to go over both those rulings real quick. This was filed on August 28th from the Court of Appeal. By order of the court, the motion for extension of time is denied without prejudice, as appellant has failed to certify that he has consulted with opposing counsel as required by Florida Rule of Appellate Procedure. I certify the foregoing is true. The lawyer for Sarah Boone asked the appellate court, can we have a bit more time? And then the appellate court said, no, you must talk to the other side. So they denied the request for more time, which means someone's going to have to file another request for more time and indicate that they've actually talked to the state. Well, guess what? We've heard from Sarah Boone's attorney. They asked to withdraw, and the judge actually wrote an order on the motion to withdraw. So let us pull that up real quick. This is from September 5th, Friday. This is from Judge K, the trial judge. It does say 2024. It's not. That's a typo. This was filed November 5th, 2025. Order on motion to withdraw and order appointing appellate counsel. The cause having come before the court on the motion to withdraw and request for appointment of new appellant counsel, and the court having been fully advised in the premises, it is hereby ordered and adjudged that attorney Joshua Adams ESQ is allowed to withdraw from further representation of the defendant, and Rodrigo Caruco is hereby appointed to represent the defendant in this cause. Good luck, Rodrigo. May the force be with you. I would tell the appellate court you're newly appointed and you need more time first, but that's just me. So the court has granted, as of Friday, Joshua Adams' request to withdraw as attorney for Sarah Boone. So Sarah Boone is at some point going to be notified that she has a new lawyer when she gets it by mail. Judge K has got to be like, I get it. But also, she has a life sentence and with that life sentence, she is unlikely to be negatively impacted by the time that it takes to have her appeal heard. I wonder if we will see Attorney Rodrigo say, hey, I've also decided not to do appellate work. On this fine Monday, September 8th, in fact, the newly appointed counsel for Sarah Boone has filed their motion to withdraw as counsel. So let's go take a look at that motion. They are trying to get out immediately. Like, hey, thanks, Your Honor. Nope. Just immediately nope. So let's take a look together, shall we? This was filed 2:18 p.m. while we were streaming. I pulled this motion up before we streamed, but while we were streaming, this was filed. Motion to withdraw as counsel. Comes now, Rodrigo Caruco moves this court to allow him to withdraw from representation of defendant Sarah Boone as grounds therefore states. The court appointed counsel on this case September 5th, 2025. However, undersigned counsel has accepted a position within the Office of the Attorney General's Office statewide prosecution effective September 12th, 2025. Excuse me, Your Honor. I'm actually going to work at the State Attorney General's Office as a prosecutor. I can't help. This is completely fair. Consequently, undersigned counsel is winding down counsel's criminal practice and resigned from the court-appointed registry effective August 8th, 2025. Your Honor, I pulled out. I pulled all the way out. I pulled out of the registry. You're not supposed to be able to even find me. I am going to the prosecutor's office. I am not doing criminal defense any longer. Sorry, but no. Because the defendant's case cannot reasonably be resolved prior to September 12th, undersigned counsel must withdraw from further representation. Undersigned counsel has not previously filed a notice of appearance. The court Colin told you, and Rodrigo was like, nope. A week after the appointment, this attorney is changing their whole ass job. What is the luck for this poor attorney who's just like, I actually took my name off the appointment registry, so I don't know how we got here. Okay, thanks, bye. The court is going to immediately allow this attorney to withdraw because this is just what it is. I have wound down my practice. I have withdrawn from the panel or the court-appointed registry. I'm no longer on the registrar. You shouldn't be able to find me to appoint me. And I'm taking a new job in a week. My last day doing this is September 12th. Okay, thanks, bye. So that's the update on the Sarah Boone case. Sarah Boone had a new lawyer for the weekend, and the court is going to grant this motion and go down the list and appoint the next lawyer that populates in the registry, however that works in Florida. And so the court will file a similar motion that we saw, granting the motion for this attorney to withdraw and appointing this next attorney. Well, the attorney changing their entire career field to no longer do appellate work actually ended up to be kind of prophetic, even though it happened before this case was appointed, because there's generally a path that you would take to become a attorney general and work in the state's attorney general's office. That was quick. How many attorneys will Sarah Boone go through before the end of the week? How many more until she gets an appellate attorney? I guess stay tuned and we'll talk about it in the Lawnerd app, because I'm not going to be streaming much more this week. I'll keep you posted in the app. Nobody wants this case. The entire defense bar in Florida is like, I'm sorry, I've actually changed I'm a paleontologist now. I'm sorry, I've decided to become a marine biologist. Somebody's going to say, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I have taken up professional go-kart racing. I am now a professional pickleball player. I am not available. Oh boy. Good thing Florida's a big state. I'm sure there's plenty of lawyers. They're gonna have to find one. So I guess we'll see. Thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this episode and don't want to miss updates on your favorite cases, you're going to need the Lawnerd app at lawnerdapp.com. That way you can stay in the loop on the cases that matter most to you, and you never know when you're going to catch feelings for a new case. So make sure you get it for free on iOS and Android. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a Lawnerd.